diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Morning, everyone. Seriously, dude, you need to get a fucking life. God, it's my cat. Dang, let's go. Let's go with a nice blue. We'll do news. Nah, let's do default. Let's do default. Good morning. Yeah, it is finally sunny here, huh? It's finally sunny here. Ugh. Guten Morgen. These are off. I haven't been wearing this. I had this for Christmas. My wife got it for me. It's because it's already tearing in the pocket right there, and I don't want to mess it up more. So she's supposed to sew it. Urgh. It's getting too hot anyway. So hot and it's getting hot in here. I'm going to take off one of my pieces of clothes. Whew. Good morning, Leisure. Are you just kind of telling me what to say there? Say good morning, Leisure. Good morning, Leisure. A little bit better today. Good news. Some actually very good news. See, my brothers and sisters have decided that they want to be assholes and not really, I'll just get into it a little bit. So I have 8 brothers and sisters, okay? I grew up pretty much with one brother and an older brother, a younger sister. My oldest brother at the time stayed with us for, I don't know, maybe a year or two. He was my stepdad's son, biological son. And then when I got sober at 45, I contacted my biological father, found out that I had 3 more sisters and a brother. Right now, the ones that I grew up with, they refuse to get past certain things. They don't want to heal their trauma, and it creates division because I can't do fake. They can all sit around and fucking fake it and do it, but I cannot do that shit. I will not live that type of life. I lived that life, and it nearly destroyed me and everything around me. All right, so they just, it's bullshit that they can't do something for their mother who did everything for them, fucking everything for them. God forbid she had a mental illness of alcoholism. Oh no. Right? Supposedly these people are healed. My one brother's got a master's in psychology. He has a very big servant's heart, but what he's doing is what we would call two-stepping, right? What he has not done is sought forgiveness. He has not admitted his faults because he has none, right? The other brothers and sisters and brother, I've never met. I was friends with them on Facebook. We were going to get together. They were going to come out to Colorado, but then my anxiety hit, and they just didn't understand it, and they acted like I had done something to them. So they're I'll talk to them. Even one sister, she had 16 years sobriety, probably at 18, 19 now, out there helping and things. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. Right? These self-righteous people that say they're whatever. Are you? Are you really? So, and then of course, I didn't have much of a family growing up, being put away at 14 and stuff. So, you know, um, I have 4 kids. Um, I don't understand is because he is above the client. I don't understand that. You talk about my brother with a master's degree. No, he's a good guy, except when it comes to his own family. Um, oh yeah, I've run into people that are just so egotistical. They think they're better than everybody. Absolutely. Um, Met plenty of people that sponsor that do it that way too. But anyway, so so I have 4 kids and 5 grandchildren, and something happened between my son and my daughter. I have 2 stepkids. That created a vision, and it's something that that I'm not going to allow as a dad. Okay. Now that doesn't mean I get to put my foot down and tell them what to do. But they finally started talking again last night. And this is because dad became a better person. It is because I decided to take on some things like the fact that it's all good, Clara Joyce. Sometimes I talk in circles. I don't take it personally anymore. That's yesterday's talk. I don't take it personally anymore. I just don't understand, right? Why? I don't understand why they would do that to my mother because I think it's bullshit. And when she's gone, I'm going to tear them all a new asshole. So, yeah, there's no, I won't. No, I don't have blame or shame. If any of my brothers, sisters, the man that raised me, if they passed, I'd be sad, but I wouldn't have any regrets. I wouldn't have no regrets. There would be no blame. There would be no shame. No. I know that might sound mean, but it's not. So we are not different. We all know I'm gonna love this one because it talks about how in AA we are not different. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm an alcoholic, and there's the line. There's the line. Okay. Are you a high end cancer patient? Are you a low end bipolar? No. Oh, well, it doesn't work that way here either. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. I'm a little cocky today. Clearly, well, I'm just figuring it out. I haven't opened my mouth till now, so lot. I always got a lot of thoughts in my head. Um, you know, not every day needs to feel overwhelming, right? Let's get to it. This is upside down. I'm probably on the wrong page because it fell. Nope. All right. As Bill sees at page 24, so we're going to go here as a grapevine writing. So I do not have the full extent, but this looks more like it was just a portion that was taken out. All right. Alike when the chips are down. And I'll probably pull a reading out of the big book too. I have a idea of where I may go, probably page 52, where the bedevilments are, so it can kind of coincide with this. It's the only one that I thought of. In the beginning, it was 4 whole years before AA brought permanent sobriety to even one alcoholic woman. Wow. Now, that probably has to do with the fact that they weren't letting them in. That's kind of one of them. You see, in the beginning, they only dealt with a certain kind of alcoholic, right? The pure alcoholic. which we found does not exist. That there were certain requirements that you had to be in and out of insane asylums and psychiatric centers and the hospital and DTs and stuff before they were really willing to consider you. If you read in the big book in the forewords or the preface, it talks about how we had to raise the bottom, that we had to become all inclusive, or we can't be exclusive, or we can't be inclusive, exclusive. I don't know. My dyslexia is not helping me today. Okay. Everybody needed to be welcome. Everybody needed to be welcome. When I was 17 and living on Skid Row, is that a good enough reason to take a look at my alcoholism? It sure the fuck was. Sure it was. Was I any less of an alcoholic at the age of 18 as I was when I was 45? No. Had I advanced in my alcoholism? Yes, I had. That's the difference, and it's the only difference. The only difference, right? That last 10, 15 years of literal hell that are not required. They're not required for the program to take effect, right? Like the high bottoms, this woman said the women said they were different. The high bottoms, and the high bottoms are in quotations. Well, you probably have the daily reflection, right? AA couldn't be for them, but as the communication was perfected, mostly by the women themselves, the picture changed. Yeah. So those first 100 people that wrote the big book, that helped with the traditions, that did all these things, 15% of them were women. Yeah, absolutely they were. Okay. I'm going to tell you something now. There's more women coming into the program now than there are men. Yes, there is. I watch, man. Go to a grassroots meeting. It's usually me, another guy, and a bunch of women. At least at the noon. It's pretty even at the 5 o'clock ones. It's pretty even, right? Well, here's the thing. Does it matter to me whether that person is this, or that? Because when I go to a meeting, I'm trying to listen to the answers that God's giving me. And he is going to do that through a child of God. That just levels the playing field there. I don't know who it's going to come from. I even make sure that I listen to the people that I really don't want to listen to, because half of what they say just drives me fucking bonkers. But every now and again, somebody I don't necessarily like or don't like says something I need to fucking hear. You know? The process of identification and transmission has gone and on and on. The Skid Rower said he was different. Now, see, I've been at all the levels of destruction in alcoholism, every fucking level except rich, except extremely wealthy. I had a good chunk of money at one time. I made it through. Okay. I wasn't destitute, but I've seen each level. I'm going to tell you, the hell is not any different. The hell might be more convenient, but the Skid Row alcoholic has nothing different in him than the person with the 2 cars in the garage and all the clothes and material items. That does not separate us. And what we do not need in AA is more division. Okay? We are not terminally unique in any form. And it's one of the sacrifices that we make in tradition 1 in order to be a part of the whole. The loneliness will not totally go away until you stop being terminally unique. And it comes in a lot of different forms. My name is Dion, and I'm a recovered alcoholic. I'm just starting a fight. And you know it. You know it. You know it. Okay? right? Well, I got to explain to you what recovered is because clearly you don't know since I brought it up and stirred the pot. That is manipulation. Okay. I'm a recovered alcoholic. Absolutely, I am. But if I go to a meeting and say I'm a recovered alcoholic, what happens is there are newcomers in the meeting that are like, what the fuck is that? We're cured of alcoholism. I'm totally confused. No, stick to the norm here, man. We don't have buzzwords. We don't speak a different language in AA. We speak the language of the heart, and it's all that we speak. Right? Yeah. Right. That's one example. You hear things all the time. If you're in an AA meeting, I know you might be dually diagnosed, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. I'm Dion. I'm an alcoholic and an addict. Leave out the addict. You're not in an NA meeting. You're still an alcoholic. That doesn't change anything. There's no reason to add on more. And I'm an overeater. And I understand you may have those things. And I'm glad that you're in another 12-step group to take care of those things. Absolutely. There's a shit ton of people in AA that are also in Al-Anon. They'll run around saying, my name's Dion, I'm in AA and Al-Anon. They might every now and then bring up, say, oh, my Al-Anon sponsor, but who cares? Okay. Now, I really don't have a problem with you saying that. If that's what you're going to say, I'm still going to listen to you. Okay. But you cannot set yourself aside as being different. No, that is pride. That is ego. And it doesn't belong in the AA meetings. Okay. I was in a meeting, this was a few months ago, and the guy running the meeting apparently just loves me so much. Usually people that overly love you like that do not like you. They're trying to kill you with kindness. I know what they're doing. Okay. And one of the definite rules in this group is no double dipping. No. And he said, okay, well, except for Dion, and he was being serious. Except for Dion, I like what he has to say, so he can double dip. Okay, first of all, he done pissed me off with that. I'm no different than anybody else, and you do not treat me any different. It's also a setup. I don't think I can catch that setup, please. That's an easy one to catch. Okay, so we can also not just make somebody else in the program distinctly unique. No, we cannot. Right. And while I'm remembering it, quit bringing up other people's names in AA meetings while you're talking. I don't hear any of you guys doing it, but I just got to say it to get it off my chest. So the Skid Rower said he was different. Even more loudly, the socialite or Park Avenue stumblebum said the same. So did the artists and the professional people, the rich, the poor, the religion, the agnostic, the Indians and the Eskimos, the veterans and the prisoners. Yeah, it's going on again today. It's going on again today. Okay. I try hard not to roll my eyes in meetings when someone I differently to draw attention to themselves. Yeah. Having to identify how much time we have. Okay. There are some old timers with a lot of time that really like to state how much time they have. That is something that we used to do in AA. You used to say who you were in your sobriety date. It was actually norm. So they're just trying to get out of something that is something that they've been doing a very long time. Okay. It's when it gets repeated a lot while they're talking that, I'm like, okay, we got it. We got it. You got 32 years. We understand. We get it. But yeah, we are AAs and should be addressed as so. And we can't make each other terminally unique either. That is not fair. So that is not fair. Yeah, and I would, and Clara, I would go on to say that what they have is an alcoholic mind. What they do is they still have an alcoholic mind. Yeah. So, and some people get out. It's the recovered one that kind of gets me. This is one that drives me nuts. My name is Dion, and I'm a person in long-term recovery. That's the one. It's the one I will laugh out loud. I will. Oh, okay. Because I can tell you now, everybody here has an idea of how much time long-term recovery actually is. In AA, is 10 years. Okay. A long timer is 10 plus years. An old timer is 20 plus years. But we only have today, so it don't fucking matter. They don't say, I'm Dion and I'm an old timer. Eat that shit. Okay. But nowadays, all of these and legions more soberly talk about how much alike all of us alcoholics are when we admit that the chips are finally down. And we got to find that resting spot. We got to find that spot on which we can all kind of agree in order for people to get past that. All right. I cannot consider myself different in AA. If I do, I isolate myself from others and from contact with my higher power. Yeah. In your mind, you're thinking about how different you are, how good you are. Oh my gosh, I've changed so much. And I need to teach you. But first, I'm going to stir the pot and confuse, yeah. I'm going to, yeah. If I feel isolated in AA is not something for which others are responsible. Right? I replied to a thing. I had said something, but it talked about it said, if AA worked for you, that is great. If AA harmed you, I will help you fight. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. AA is not for everybody, but AA has never harmed a soul. A soul. AA has never harmed anyone. Ever. It can't. It's a book. It's a way of life. That's like saying Buddhism harmed you. Okay? You don't need to be quiet now. Oh, feel free to chat here. I think it was Living Sober I read, when we call ourselves alcoholic as a humbling phrase as well as drunkard. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. It is not something for which they are responsible. It's something I have created by feeling I'm different in some way. Today I practice being just another alcoholic in the Worldwide Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. Cat's up there doing the thing on the door. And my kids are up there. Okay. Pause your fucking video game and stop that shit. Take care of the cat. Now we're going to go to the big book. We're going to go page 52. Where we're going to go. We may even pull out the 12 by 12. All right. I'm going to start at the bottom of page 51 just because. Actually, let's start at the top of page 51. This world of ours has made more material progress in the last century than in all millenniums that went before. Even more so now, huh? Even more so now. I mean, we've even gone to the moon, right? Not to say for TVs, microwave ovens, internet, self-parking cars. It's all convenience. It's just to make our life more convenient so we can, quote unquote, enjoy life more. But really what it's done, especially the internet, is taken away the personal portion of our life. People don't hang out together like they used to. You know, kids don't have imaginations like they used to because they're being provided their imagination. When my grandkids are over, I kick them outside. And guess what? They find plenty to do. They find plenty to do. I said, we went to the moon. I didn't say we landed on it. Watch it now. Excuse me. Almost everyone knows the reason. Students of ancient history tell us that the intellect of men in those days was equal to the best of today. Yes, they were. Yeah. There's a lot of people wanting to say Carl Jung is wrong. They don't want to say it outright. Okay. Why do they fight these things? Because they're not getting what they want. They haven't figured out that the needs of other people are bigger than their wants. They haven't figured that out. Okay. But even 1,000 years ago, we are not any more intelligent now. Okay. No, we are not. Okay. You do that by IQ. All right. So, anyway, yet in these ancient times, material progress was painfully slow. The spirit of modern scientific inquiry, research, and invention was almost unknown. In the realm of the material, men's minds were fettered by superstition, tradition, and all sorts of fixed ideas. Some of the contemporaries of Columbus thought a round earth preposterous. Others came near putting Galileo to death for his astronomical heresies. Yeah, he did. Carl Jung was probably the smartest when it came to the human psyche. He was. I'm sorry, but there hasn't been a person that's been able to outdo him yet. Yep. And he spent his entire life doing it. You get to be an expert when you do that. We had to ask ourselves this: are not some of us just as biased and unreasonable about the realm of the spirit as we were the ancients about the realm of the material? Even in the present century, American newspapers were afraid to print the account of the Wright brothers' first successful flight at Kitty Hawk. Had not all efforts at flight failed before? Did not Professor Langley's flying machine go to the bottom of the Potomac River? Was it not true that the best mathematical minds had proved man could never fly? Had not people said God had reserved this privilege for the birds? Only 30 years later, the conquest of air was almost an old story and airplane travel was in full swing. Yeah. Right? But in most fields, our generation has witnessed complete liberation of our thinking. Show any longshoreman a Sunday supplement describing a proposal to explore the moon by means of a rocket, and he will say, I bet they do it. Maybe not so long either. Is our age not characterized by the ease with which we discard old ideas for new, by the complete readiness with which we throw away the theory or gadget which does not work for something which does? And now we're going to get to the what is called the bedevilments. And this is where the playing field gets leveled. This is it. We had to ask ourselves why we shouldn't apply to our human problems with the same readiness to change our point of view. Here it is. We were having trouble with personal relationships. We couldn't control our emotional natures. We were a prey to misery and depression. We couldn't make a living. We had a feeling of uselessness. We were full of fear. We were unhappy. We couldn't seem to be of real help to other people. There it is. There it is. There doesn't need to be more than that, does there? See, we all lost something. Every single one of us lost something. And this cannot be bought. There is no amount of money in the world. You lost you. Lost your soul. You lost you, man. And every single one of us did it. We did. All right, that's going to be it for this one. I gotta take care of these cats. It's clear the kids aren't going to do it. They probably left, and I didn't notice. It's probably what it was. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out and have a day.